Hi everyone, today I want to talk to you about the people who live in my world, the world of chronic illness, especially to those who have a compromised immune system like me. It's a really scary time to be alive because we are in the same category as, if not more, the elderly, and our life is already limited, the way we have to live, but for me personally it's become even more, and I really want to know how everybody, or if you have an immune illness, or how you're coping through this time. I really want to know how this is affecting you, because for me, all the prices of the groceries have gone up. We have to buy premium brands that we wouldn't have perhaps bought before. We can't get the things that we need, like masks and gloves that protect us normally. All the normal people have taken those up to protect themselves. And we can see how the world is really freaking out about being isolated and how that is affecting them, and it's only been 2 weeks or a month or something. Now I realise that they're obviously isolating for a completely different thing, but that fear would still be the same, because the fear that we have with people with perfumes is the same. We genuinely can die. 10 years ago, I wouldn't even go out because I was passing out, and I genuinely thought I was going to die from people's perfumes and pesticides and things. In fact, I've had symptoms of a heart attack many a time just from being outside. My heart feels heavy and sore and tight and shooting pains down my arm and up into my jaw. My partner just laughing at me at the time. When I told him to take me to the hospital, he just caused a really huge argument and basically didn't believe me. So I know that this is affecting me. It's really strange for me looking at how the world is coping with isolation, and it's not good. It's really not good. People are going out of their minds and crazy and complaining and fighting, and it's awful to see how people cope with a health condition like that. I've had to go out a few times myself, and it hasn't been easy because I have a daughter that I need to care for, and she can't go out for me, and I'm not going to allow my older 2 daughters to go out and get things for me because they have to go out enough with their own kids, and I don't want to put them at risk just as much as what they don't want to put me at risk. It's a difficult situation, but I really want to know how you're coping with it all, and also thank the people who have this health condition, who have actually put their heart on the sleeve after, all these years that they've had to live in isolation. None of the bigger world has ever been there for them. None of them has even sort of said, wow, look at her and the way she lives her life, let's help her out, let's see if we can do any shopping, let's put in place things that they need to cope with their way of life and the isolation that they have to live. No, we were just told we were crazy and not helped and ignored pretty much. In fact, I have many letters from the health department, the health ministers at the time, that to say that it's not recognised, my health condition, and pretty much too bad. So for the people who are wearing their heart on their sleeve and saying, hey look, I've been isolated for 20, 30 years, and this is what I do to decontaminate clothing before I go inside. This is what I do to stop your perfume smell coming onto my clothing. This is what I do to keep myself safe from the smells And to us, a smell and a virus is no different. And so, you know, shout out to Seriously Sensitive to Pollution for, you know, letting people know how to do that. And a few other they call themselves Canaries because we are Canaries, and to them who have put their heart on their sleeve and just said, hey, listen, this is how we do things, this is how we make our products, this is how we make bread, this is how we live life so simply and so completely, yet so efficiently, and we can help you. This is how I make toothpaste, this is how I make deodorant, and I commend you for that, because we are the ones that the world should be looking towards. And maybe all of you having to experience what we have had to experience in turn has helped us get services that we actually need and they may keep in place, which is great. A lot of people are saying, yeah, that's great, maybe telehealth will improve for us, maybe we will get services that we need, more online services, there will be more recognition for people with immune illnesses, because right now there isn't for us. Every day online I see people who are isolated, and they've been isolated for 20-30 years like me, and how we are coping with this change isn't much of a big deal for us. Sure, we've got the added concern of, yeah, if we get that coronavirus, you can basically kiss our life goodbye, because a lot of the people can't even go into hospitals. If they go into ICU, their bodies are going to start reacting simply from the environment, let alone the actual virus. And that is really scary. In a sense, it's a blessing that we have this condition, that we have to stay inside most of the time anyway, and the likelihood of us catching it, you know, is half of what normal society is, because we just don't go out anyway. I'd also like to thank the Australian government for what they've done, and I know that a lot of people have really been nasty towards the Australian government and what they did, but they're trying to save our life. And I can see where these measures have put in place for me aren't even strong enough. But in particular, the schools, they really should have done something about that in the first instance. However, we seem to be doing well in Australia, that our cases aren't spreading like they are in America. Lord forbid if we lived in America. My heart goes out to all the people in the rest of the world who are simply so scared for their life going out. Anyway, I think my message is, if you need help through this situation, there's a whole community of people who call themselves Canaries. They're in the multiple chemical sensitivity forums, online, in Facebook, wherever you go. There are people with this condition who can help you, because we've lived that life for a long time. Canaries and warriors, see you later.